Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am joined with three black kings today. Yes. Listen, I'm gonna say that again so I can edit that out. I'm gonna say that again so I can edit that out because I was almost about to say queens. Okay. All right. So take number two. I'm sorry. Hello, hello, hello,
Man,
and
you
welcome
about
to
really explode. You about to have your show off the meter, boy.
Listen. We look. The people on YouTube will see this part, but not on the podcast so much. So yeah, I like to do the behind the scenes so they could do like faces to the voices and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I posted to YouTube.
Right.
Okay, so take number three since you interrupted me, Hakeem.
That was Hakeem. That was Hakeem.
Yeah. Hakeem got jokes all day. All right. Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am joined today with three black kings.
There you
go. Yes. Hello, guys. How y'all doing this evening?
Good. I'm good. We good.
All right. For those of you who are new to the show, I am author KeKe Chanel. When I'm not writing to entertain and inspire people with my words, I am also a certified life coach. I decided to turn my blog, Kicking It with KeKe, into a show, and now we have the launch of the podcast. I'm super excited about it. The journey has been so overwhelming with so much love, and I'm just excited about the ride and having these three gentlemen on there as a fellow author. I am so excited for you guys to hear about their journeys. So let's get into it tonight. I would love for you guys to introduce themselves because I like to have my guests to tell the people who they are. That way you can tell as much or as little as you like. So we'll start with whoever wants to go first.
I'll pass the mic to whoever.
All right. Well, all right, so I'll start off. I'm author Kareem Williams. I've written 23 plus novels, all different genres. Been a full-time author since 2010 from Brooklyn, New York. That's me. Next. Who's next?
Ready, Braheim?
My name is Braheim Gibbs. This is my second book. I really write in paranormal and dark fantasy. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here amongst two other great authors. So I'm just here to enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. Last but not least.
Okay, my name is Hakeem Stokes. I'm an author, artist, poet, entrepreneur from South Philadelphia. To date, I've penned 2 novels, 2 nonfiction works, and I also have 4 books of poetry. I currently have an entry in the erotic anthology, Sticky Situations 5, which also features the 2 gentlemen that I'm seated with tonight. So they're very talented authors. Their pens are phenomenal. So you're definitely going to enjoy this book. Thank you for having us on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming to kick it with me tonight. And listen, y'all not doing yourself justice with these intros, man. Y'all listen, like y'all need to applaud yourself. Like as a fellow author, putting yourself out there is not easy. And the fact that y'all have multiple books, multiple projects going on, I just salute you guys. And Keith, like you have screenplays too.
Yeah, I do.
Let's talk.
If I write everything.
Yeah, me too.
Like, you know what I mean? Even, I wouldn't say I'm a poet.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, but poetry is a different beast, and I love poets.
Mm-hmm.
Poetry actually inspires my writing.
Okay.
Like anytime I'm kind of stuck and I'm not in the mood,
mm-hmm.
I just grab some poetry and then I get into. So it's not what I do, but yeah, I write screenplays, novels. I was working on actually filming my first independent film before this whole nightmare.
Yes.
And
Right.
especially in my city, they really shut my city down. I've never seen it like this, where the streets
Just
are
bare.
empty. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy. It was like I Am Legend outside.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So with that being said, how has the pandemic like hurt, affected, impacted your writing? Like, do y'all have like writer's block because of that? Do y'all have nightmares about it? Have you been inspired by it? What's going on with that since the pandemic?
Well,
Well,
myself, I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Brian.
I'll say, well, I've honestly been inspired by it because I mean, I have a job and technically I'm essential, so the pandemic hasn't really affected me. And honestly, like 2020 and 2021 has been some of my best years to date so far. But I've been inspired by it. I am putting like 4 different stories on Kindle Vella soon.
Okay.
And so I just been writing my ass off, honestly.
That's great. And I see you a fellow paranormal, because I write
Yeah.
that. I like paranormal and psychological thrillers. I like to get inside of people's head and do plot twist inside of plot twist. Just when you think you know, you don't know. Somebody gonna always die in a KeKe Chanel book. You know, it is what it is, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about you guys tonight. Listen, let's get into it because we're talking about erotic fiction. How did you guys get into the erotic genre? Is it something that y'all just came together collectively and decided to do, or has it been something that you dabbled in before? How did you get into that?
Well, I would say most of my writing kind of borderlines on erotica.
Okay.
Primarily I'm a romance novelist or romance author. I deal with love and all aspects, whether it's love, whether it's love that's complicated, whether it's romantic love, just all stages of love in and out. So there's also freaky love, there's also explicit love, there's open love. So I just pretty much travel through all the caverns of love and try to exploit that. So when I was tapped by the genius Julia Press Simmons to do this project, I was definitely honored because the name that she has in this industry and the fact that she actually tapped me on this project. So it just made me go into another realm, so to speak. And I made it a little tamer than I wanted to, this entry, but there's still some naughty bits. Now, believe me, I didn't go pun intended. I didn't go as hard as I really wanted to, but because I wanted to leave a little bit on the table in case she might tap me and tap us for another King edition.
Okay.
And maybe this was like I treated this as an introduction to Hakeem Stokes and the erotica world, but it definitely, the biggest challenge with this for me was to write something in short form because I'm used to writing novels. So and I also the books of poetry that I have, 2 of them actually are they kind of tiptoe on the edge of erotica. So I definitely am very familiar with erotica and everything that has to do with it. But I just had to kind of condense this story, and I still wanted to give you a beginning, a middle, and the end. But there's a lot of missing pieces that I'll probably exploit in a full novel later on.
Okay. What about you, Key?
When I first started, I started writing urban dramas, and whether it was, because I mix and match my genres.
Listen, let me, not to cut you off, but I love how you describe your genre: alternative urban fiction.
Right.
I was like, damn, okay, damn. Heavy
Because
metal and reggae. Oh, okay.
because
Right.
it's they always ask me what I write, and it's hard to really categorize it because I write a paranormal story,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll have sexy parts, it'll have romance.
Same thing.
So I pretty much just write everything. So I said, you know what, let me find a catchy way to describe it. That I
It
put it on
is.
my banners, and people always
Hey,
stop at the table like, "What you mean by that?" And I'm like, "Let me show you something." But
right.
but when I first started, I would always include like love scenes in my books because that's a part of life and it's an important part of life. And what happened was I started getting feedback from readers like they wanted more. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, I wrote for another erotic anthology, and that is really what jumped my career to a degree because everybody was reading like, who is this guy who
Mm-hmm.
wrote this? So
Okay.
I said, oh, I like y'all with this shit. All right. So I started, and then I started writing more and more of it because I used to hold back a lot
Mm.
because I wasn't sure like what people would want. But then when I started getting feedback from readers, I just had to understand that there are some readers that prefer the more quote unquote vanilla stuff that's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's implied. And there's other readers that no, you can't imply nothing. They
Yes.
want
They want it, raunchy.
every stroke, every
Mm-hmm.
they want it. So I'm like, oh, that's what y'all want? All right, then I got you. So
Okay,
that's
keep
kind of
that
like,
in and keep that same energy that's by these books.
There
yeah,
you
that's
go.
it.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, Braheem. What do you say about the erotica?
Well, I know that every story has to have romance, and
Mm-hmm.
like, and erotica is not the genre that I write in.
Mm-hmm.
But the opportunity came up, and I wanted to like expand my writing chops, especially writing with Hakeem and Keith. I jumped at the chance to do that, and like it's a little uncomfortable writing in erotica. It is a little uncomfortable.
Anybody that say something called a kink closet in their work ain't
Oh
scared of no
yeah.
erotica. Come
Oh
on
yeah.
now. Ah,
Like I said, I wanted to expand my writing shop. So when the opportunity came up, I like, yeah, let's do it. I'll explore that side of me.
well, I'm glad. I'm glad. It's always refreshing to get the brothers to write, and reading this book, and it's called Sticky Situations number 5. You have
Right.
4, and
Right.
this is the King edition, right? With the
Yeah.
only guys
Indeed.
that okay. And so
Indeed.
when you guys got asked to be a part of the Sticky Situation, and Julia wanted to do a King's version of it, how did that make you feel?
Well,
I
Man,
I
jumped
was
I
I
jumped at
was
the chance because I
yeah.
wanted it was I also am a freelance writer as well, so I was doing different magazine columns. So and that's short form as well. So I definitely wanted to do something that was more of an expansion as
Mm-hmm.
far as writing. So and coming out of the heaviest version of COVID-19, I definitely wanted to use this as an entry back into my writing. So this actually opened the door for me to continue writing because I'm actually in the midst of writing a new novel as
Okay.
well. So this actually kind of, like I said, this was an introduction back into writing,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the column that I write in Intellectual Ink magazine. So,
I'm about to be featured in that magazine.
all right, now there you
Mhm.
go. Louisiana's finest.
Yes. Hey, you better tell it. You better tell it. Okay. What about you guys? Like when you got asked, how did that make you feel? Were you excited? Were you nervous? I know Braheim said he was a little nervous because it's outside of his comfort zone when it comes to genres. But aside from that, how did you feel when you got a chance to have this opportunity?
Like I said, outside of the first jitters of exploring that side of me or putting it on ink the pen, it was fine. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, come on, let's do it. And when I wrote and I gave it to Julia to edit, she like, you gotta go a little deeper, you gotta be a little bit more descriptive. I like, all right, and I kept pinning it back, and yeah.
Well, that office scene was, that office scene was something.
Thank you, yeah.
That
I took it there.
You did. You took it all the way there. I was like, God, okay, damn. Okay. What about you, Keith?
I was excited, especially when I heard it was like the King edition, because a lot of times as male authors, I've seen people ask the question like, do you, when you read romance or when you read erotica, do you read male authors? And a lot of female readers, they don't. So I'm like, oh, really? Well, I'll get a chance to show out. Let me show y'all what we do.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes I think, you get to, when I write erotica or romance or anything else, whether it's a male or female character, I like to bounce back and forth between and give the male perspective, female perspective.
Yeah.
So I get a chance to show off. So anytime I get a chance to show off and show out, like I'm like a writing mercenary. If you hit me up and I got the time and you want me to write something, I got you. That's how I am. You know what I mean? It's I love the opportunity to show off what you do on different platforms outside of just like, maybe my own.
Let me tell you, man, you with wildflowers and bullets, I was not expecting that ending. I was like, gots to be more careful. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, wow. But yeah, so I'm glad that you guys did it. I am. I was excited to read the book. I enjoyed all three of the stories. I have a favorite, but I won't go there because I ain't trying to hit nobody or kiss anybody or whatever. But since Valentine's is coming up, what would you describe as the perfect date? I just wanted to ask you guys that question because we hear ladies' perspectives all the time when it comes to Valentine's and all of that, but we never hear from a male perspective. So I'm anxious to find out what you three guys would say is the perfect Valentine's date.
That's a good question.
The perfect Valentine's Day is to a man?
Yes. From a male's perspective, what would if your lady wanted to do something for you for Valentine's, and she may be listening tonight, what would you say would be the perfect date for you?
I'm gonna let one of my other ones go first on this.
Well, I would try to keep the fantasy perspective alive. I would definitely try to, if she was there's definitely don't want to mess with someone that's unemployed.
Say that. Keep it real.
I would definitely, try to send them maybe about 6 dozen roses to their job, so their co-workers could be, definitely jealous, and let them know it's about to go down. And then I'll pick them up from work in a limo, take them to the G5, and then while you're on the G5, you're getting a full body massage, and then I wouldn't even tell her where we're going. When we touch down, we're gonna be in Paris somewhere, and then we're gonna have dinner on the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, so you pulling out all the stops.
You gotta make your woman feel good.
Hey, talk about it.
That's right. You only get one chance in life. You want to make your woman feel good. You want to make her feel as if she's the only woman in your life. She's the only woman that matters in the world. So I'm gonna do something that's beyond special. I'm gonna do something that you're always gonna remember. So I would definitely do that, and just we just have dinner on the top of the Eiffel Tower, and then go along the French Riviera, to a hotel and just look out and have very explicit sex on the balcony.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
There you go.
Perfect Valentine.
Like, why do I gotta come after that?
Right.
Right, like,
That.
but perfect Valentines for me definitely involve a flight somewhere. Up to her if we go somewhere hot or we go somewhere cold. Nice suite somewhere. I actually always wanted to go to one of them spots where you walk right out of your hotel room and it's just the water.
Oh wow, yeah, Maldives.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You go right. You go right outside and it's just the water.
Yep.
And it gotta be with somebody. Sometimes Valentine's Day people get caught up with just any old, but nah, it gotta be her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's different. It's a different energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't don't get that.
Everybody don't get that,
Yeah.
right? So when it's that, it makes it different. You go someplace that you make memories. You know what I mean? Things that aren't common, that everybody doesn't do, things that'll last with y'all. That when y'all old people and y'all sitting around, y'all remember this?
Yeah.
You tell your grandkids, I want her to tell the grandkids, hey, I remember when your granddaddy took me. You know what I mean? So it's things like that because, I tell people all the time, in terms of even erotica and sex, basically it's the old in and out. But what makes it different is who you having the sex with or who you being intimate with. Conversation and vibes, all of those things matter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's how come people, right? Because that's how come people who they got married, right? They were good when they got married, and 5 years later they don't want to touch each other.
Right.
It's not that the physicality changed, right? Y'all used to like having sex, but conversations, the vibe is off.
Yeah.
So all of those things got to be right. So as long as I got that, I'm good.
Yeah. I feel it.
You gotta probably have a hellified vivid imagination as well. I think a lot of folks they believe they run out of things to do, like you said, in that 5-year time span or 7-year time span. You always got to be imaginative. You always got to try to, even if you did it before, just put a different spin on it. Just
absolutely.
Different little accent on it. Do a little different wiggle move or something like that.
Yeah.
Turn it up, smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Oh yeah.
Something.
Oh no.
Right. The thing is, even with intimacy, sometimes when you look at society, I feel like one of the things that restrain people is just the shyness. Oh, I shouldn't be doing. No, listen, you like it, I love it. Let's go. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
With no
they'll mess around and do some crazy stuff with Jody, but they don't want to do it with their husband. Like, why are you doing it with Jody? If you do it with your husband, then you'll keep your husband. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why Jody get the circus set. Why Jody get from the chandelier? Why Jody get from the swing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. You gotta satisfy daddy.
Right. And I mean, and that goes for both, but it goes for both because Jolisha getting stuff too now. Oh yeah, that goes for both ways. Yeah, Jolisha. You said Jody, so I had to, Jolisha.
Indeed, tit for tat is definitely intact.
Yes. So, Braheim, did you want to describe your perfect day for Valentine's?
So to me, it's something memorable, right? Because it's intimate and it's something that she would never forget. That y'all would never forget. So for me, I know that my lady likes the water, so it would probably be something like on a yacht, something she never done before. No, the whole fixing with the wine and the chocolate strawberries and all that other stuff, and just me and her on a yacht and nobody else. I think that'd be perfect for us.
That's hot. I like that. So when did you guys know that you wanted to be writers? Like, when did that all start? And I know, Hakeem, we have something in common. I fell in love with writing in the 3rd grade as well. Yeah, my 3rd grade teacher introduced us to poetry, and we had to write a little poem, and my little poem was roses of red, violets of blue, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but yeah, I fell in love. I felt it because I started reading at an early age. My aunt, she would take us to the library, and I was reading books when I was 3 years old, and I just couldn't imagine my life without words. And so
Wow.
the older I get, I decided to just write stories. And I was a weird kid. My mom said I used to be under the bed writing and reading and stuff like that. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be bothered. So I was under my bed in my own little world. My imagination is crazy. It keeps me up at night. You know, I could tell y'all because y'all probably understand.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
and then it just developed from short stories to novels. And I write full-length novels. I'm talking about 300 plus pages. I've just started working on like nonfiction where there are a little shorter reads, because I feel like it's the intent behind it. When you putting stuff that resonates with people, it doesn't have to be that long, as long as they get something that they can feed their soul, their minds and stuff like that. So when did you guys know that you wanted to be a writer?
Well, we're kindred spirits, exactly, because my mother, blessings to the essence, she used to take me to the library and in kindergarten, and she continued basically throughout my life. She took us to the main. If you're from Philly, anybody out there that's listening from Philly, the main library is at 21st and Parkway, and we used to go there, and we like pretty much had a little hall to ourselves, because we would be there like every Saturday without fail, probably all the way up until junior high, I believe. And we just go there and you know, the SARS, you know, dating myself because we used to have to look at the encyclopedia books, you know, we did have cell phones. So, you know, I would always be studying some sort of topic. So we were in the library, and then as you stated previously, my third grade teacher gave me a challenge. Well, actually, the whole entire class. She gave us a challenge, and she asked us to. She passed out the journals, and she said, "Hey, want to see how many pages y'all can fill up by the end of the week." And you know, some folks, you know, their work was minuscule, what have you, but you know, some folks did halfway. I did the whole book, and before the end of the week, probably by like that Wednesday, I was asking her for another book.
Oh wow!
So by the end of the week, I was in like 2.5 books deep, and she was just like, "Wow, your stories are amazing. They're vivid. You know, I've never, you know, some older folks, you know, some adults don't write like this." She was like, keep going. That was in the beginning of the year.
Right.
So by the end of the year, I kept going. She just kept feeding me with different literature and also the journals. And by the end of the year, she gave me a gift. She said, "I want to gift you your talent." And she gave me all the journals that I wrote. So that was like amazing to me. So I kept it. I still have them, actually. And awesome. I mean, I wrote about everything, you know, from science fiction to real life, but it was supposed to be your real life day to day. And I would mix in, you know, I would elaborate on my life, and then sometimes, I would put in a little bit of fiction just for entertainment. Just, you know,
had to embellish it a little bit.
Yeah, just to, you know, make her laugh, or a little tongue in cheek, or, you know, what have you. So she was extremely entertained, and I got an award. I received an award at the end of the year for class participation. And yeah, I've always been a bookworm. I've always been a nerd. I've always been, or blurred as they call it now. And I definitely take that in stride, because I'd rather be intelligent than illiterate. So, you know, reading is fundamental and knowledge is power.
Yes,
so
can't nobody take it away from you. Right.
Definitely good with that.
Right.
So
what about you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was about to ask Keith, when did you know that you wanted to be a writer?
Well, I'm gonna show my age a little bit with this, but my mom, she taught me how to read when I was little, like little, with the I don't know. Well, like I said, I'm gonna show my age now. She taught me with remember the C spot run, C dig this, C Jane that. So I saw, you know, I was reading from a young age, and then I got into, when I was really young, I was reading like The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings.
Yes, come on.
Right? I used to read them once a year, the whole 4 books. But growing up, I wasn't, you know, I was into comic books, things like that. I was kind of like outside of the regular. Like I was
Yeah.
that kid that I would sit on the stoop of the trap house reading X-Men. And the older cats that was doing dirt, they'd be like, nah, they just leave me alone. Like, nah, that's him. You know what I mean? But growing up, I actually, by the time I got to high school, I actually wanted to be an engineer.
Okay.
And, I got accepted to a college in Florida for aerospace engineering, but I didn't go. Long story, I didn't go. So I ended up going to college in Harlem at City College, and I took a fiction workshop. Like over the years, as I was growing up, I would win like poetry contests, essay contests, but I never considered being like a full-time writer until I took a fiction workshop, and I was in the class for a few weeks, and it was strictly based on class participation. There were no textbooks. He said, look, you guys write, bring in your work, I'll critique it. Now I'm working 2 jobs and going to college. And I'm like, bro, you ain't say nothing. He can't grade you if you don't participate. Right. And I'm paying for school. This ain't high school where you just go to summer school. I done spent my money on this class. So I went home one afternoon and I started writing from, I took the day off from both of my jobs because I said, yo, I gotta do something. Class, yeah. And I started writing at 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't stop except for like little bathroom breaks to go pee till 2:30 in the morning. Wow. The next time I took class, it was almost like, I don't want to say it was almost like it was meant to be, because I believe that certain things are meant to be. Normally, we come into class, there's a couple people who got stuff written down, nobody that day, absolutely nobody.
Wow.
So the professor's like, well, we can't sit here and look at each other for 45 minutes. So I got to give you guys some type of writing exercise. I said, no, I got something.
Okay.
And notebook, and I started reading. And as I started reading, I could feel, it's almost like I had control of the room as I started reading the book, right? I could feel the things that were funny, they laughed. The parts of the book that were deep or sad, you could feel
it.
Feel everybody's vibe change. And when I closed my notebook, the whole class took a breath.
Wow.
And one of my classmates was like, yo, when you come through, you come through. And the professor, he I handed in what I wrote. He called me after class one day. He said, yo, you pay for school? I was like, yeah, I'm working. I gotta go to work right now. He's like, you shouldn't be paying for school. He said, you that talented. And I think my mother still got it somewhere. I don't have my mother be keeping stuff like that. On the top of my paper, he wrote, this is something that Spike Lee would be jealous of.
Wow.
I was like, oh. Right?
Wow. Great.
I was like, because
compliment.
Spike, that's right. I'm like,
yes.
Word? So what I read that day in that class actually later on became the first 2 chapters of my first novel.
Oh,
because
wow.
everybody, even after the class was over, I would run into people I had taken the course with, and they were like, did you ever finish that book? If you ever finish that book, let me know. So I went ahead and did that. And then once I released it, I took my whole income tax that year and just bought copies. So now I got boxes of books looking at them, like, what I'm going to do with them. And my brother came, and my brother's a tough dude, but he cried. I'm like, yo, what you crying for? He's like, yo, my brother did this.
Yeah.
He left with a stack of books. I was like, hey, bro, I paid for those. They ain't free.
I need my money.
He's like, relax.
I got you.
And within a week, I ain't had no books left. My brother moved every single one.
Wow.
Right?
He deboed them books on folks.
Yeah. He was just he wasn't asking questions. Like he was going to the barbershop where we get cuts. Mechanic shop. He's not asking. He's like, yo,
hand me $20 or whatever. Yeah, hand it to me. Here you go.
Right. And so when I got the feedback from people, I started realizing, like, all right, this is not just my family and friends saying that I'm good at this. These are total strangers. That's like, right. And then that, because I had dropped out of school because I had my son. So I was like, well, family come first. I can't do school right now and take care of my family. So then, eventually a couple years go by, you're busy, you're taking care of family. And in 2010, I had finished my second book because I had to kind of like do it in my spare time in between working.
Right.
In 2010, I said, yo, you know what? I looked at my job. I said, I was gainfully employed, but I said, if I don't do this now, right, I'm going to lose the courage to do it because I'm going to get more and more comfortable.
Right.
One day I was on a train on my way to work. I'm in the company BlackBerry. I wrote my 2 weeks resignation, CC'd all the owners, all the other managers. They was like, "Are you nuts?" I was like, "Nope."
Wow.
I
Never look back. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Braheim?
So my story is similar to the other guy. So my dad is a comic book collector to this day. He's like, oh, you're more and he still collect comic books. And he taught me how to read by teaching me to read the comic books.
Comic book. That's dope. That is dope though, because comic book got the pictures and all that stuff, got all of the action. Yeah.
It was easy. It was easy for me to digest because of the pictures and everything. So that's how I got me reading. And then my love of reading, my mom used to take me to Kmart, and she used to get me all the Goosebumps series.
Yes.
So I grew up and I read every single Goosebumps series that ever came out. I was reading all those. Then I was reading Encyclopedia Brown and everything else. So as I got older, I started entering into like little short story contests. I remember my first short story was Trapped on Mars. It was like a little sci-fi of these Marine super soldiers trying to destroy the aliens and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I still remember that. And then my dad is a playwright.
Okay.
So he sort of ran his own plays. So he would have me help him write some of his plays. And then me and my friends would get together and we would write our own stories.
Yep.
We would write our own comics and our own books and everything, but we never did anything with it.
Oh, wow. I might need to revisit that. I don't know if you still friends with them, but that's something that y'all can do. Right. I mean, it's out there. Like people are getting out of the, the typical fiction, urban fiction and, romance and stuff, and they're branching out and they're wanting to find Black authors that write different stuff. Like we want to see people that look like us write about different stuff. Like that's why I write in a lot of genres, because I want somebody to say, hey, I don't like reading this type of book. I got you. Let me, you read this one. Yeah, I got you. You don't have no excuse not to read when you come here, because I got you. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So even in my tagline, I talk about I write about Black vampires, female teleporting kick-ass women, paranormal detectives running around hunting monsters. So
listen, I'm gonna have to check you out. I'm gonna have to check y'all all out, like for real. So how has writing changed your life? Like I like to ask this question whenever I have authors on, because for myself, it brought me out of my shell. I was always the shy kid. I was always quiet. And then one day I wasn't. I would share my stories with classmates and they was like, can you put me in a story? Write a story about me. So it brought me out of my shell and I started to make friends and stuff like that. And I thank God for writing, because I don't know if I would be on here talking to you guys had I not just embraced that. So how has writing changed your life?
Well, for me, it's out. It's an outlet for my creativity, because my mind's always running around.
I get it.
Different worlds, doing 1,000 different things. So for me to sit down in front of my laptop and spill my thoughts out, it's definitely a outlook, definitely a way for getting my creativity out there. So I won't go crazy.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Kareem.
All right, like just like Braheim said, for me, it's outlet and it's therapy.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, with different things that you write about, having a conversation with another human being sometimes is tricky.
Yep.
Because when they say people listen to respond.
Yes, and not to hear. Or comprehend.
Right. So with my writing, I get to put my thoughts and my feelings down uninterrupted. And when you pick it up, like it or not, as long as you read the page, you're forced to actually hear me. Right? And just a quick example of that is I had an ex that we broke up, and it was always confusing like how we broke up. And one of my novels, all of my work is a lot of my life in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel that a lot of times that's necessary for people to feel it. You can't be shy to put yourself in the pages,
Yeah.
right? Even if it's not your story,
Mm-hmm.
certain emotions and certain cues, it came from you,
Right.
things that you've experienced. So
And
anyway,
readers would know. Readers would know. They could feel it.
know when you just making stuff
making
up.
stuff up and forcing stuff. Yeah,
And
they
you've
know.
never been in that situation.
Right.
And you don't know what it feels like.
Right.
And
Right.
so she actually read the book and she said to me she had a hard time finishing. And I was like, why? Because I know I didn't like slander her in the book. I was just honest.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me, when we were together, she didn't realize that I understood more than she thought I understood. Because I put it on the page. So obviously I was feeling you. But what it forced her to do is read my perspective and actually hear me.
Right.
So it made more sense now to why there was this space between us and why that developed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. And the next thing is, from a business standpoint, every job I ever had, I always, you know, they usually move me from wherever I start to now I'm in a higher position and I'm making these people all this money and working hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily see what I feel I should be compensated for.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Of course.
When with this, with me doing this, and I specifically do it independently, not that I always wouldn't, but if a publisher approached me, listen, the money in your marketing plan got to be right.
Right.
Not just a check. I need to know your marketing plan for my work, because if you can't put me in front of more people than I could put myself in front of,
what I need
it's
you
not
for.
beneficial. What I need you for.
Mm-hmm.
It might take me a little bit longer to get the paper that you was giving me up front, but I'm gonna get it.
And I ain't have to split it with you either.
I had to split it with you, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, for me, I know that when I'm these nights when I don't sleep, these days when I'm out there grinding, when I'm out there hustling, when I'm out there putting myself, I know that I'm building not just for myself, but a legacy for my children, for my family. I'm inspiring other people that look like me.
Yes.
To not even if you're not an author, don't be scared to take that business that's been in your head and go get yours.
Listen, right. I have this friend that I just met, and she said, "Shy people make shy money."
Right.
So every time I'm constantly hearing her in my ear when I get afraid to put myself out there, or when I feel like I shouldn't tell my prices to my coach, potential clients. Like, they gonna go to Walmart and spend them hundreds of dollars.
Because the thing is too, people will see me even like go out, sell my books in the street, because I do that too. People will see me at a book event and be like, "Yo, you really?" Every time I have to step outside and do something like this, I deal with anxiety, and people don't understand that. I'm stressed out. To come on this show tonight, I gotta coach myself up to do it, right?
Oh, wow.
But once I'm there, it goes away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get comfortable and it goes away. So I tell people that's a thing that you just have to learn how to conquer.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily go away, because I've been doing this for years. You see, since 2010.
Ain't no elevation in the comfort zone at all.
None. You gotta be uncomfortable to get where you are.
Exactly. Yep. Hakeem?
Can you repeat the question?
How has writing changed your life?
Well, initially, I was very quiet. So it gave me a voice. Writing gave me a voice. So I would say it made me more boisterous, made me more comfortable in my own skin.
Confident.
Made me, and made me realize, my potential, and made me, applaud my talent.
Right.
Everyone has a gift, and folks are afraid to exploit them. So when I began writing, I became amazed with myself on another level, and as I've grown in writing and as I've matured in age, always keep that. That's always like my, I guess my security blanket, writing,
Oh,
because I actually, that's, characters are different. They're extensions of myself, but they're also alter egos. Uh, I call them the woulda, shoulda, coulda people,
mm-hmm.
because different instances that I might write about or that I may write about. And when you're reading it, as I'm writing it, I'm saying to myself, man, I should have did that. Or I should have made that situation go that way. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe when folks read my work, they say the same thing, like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Or how come I didn't utilize whatever to go wherever?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to do my writing like the sister Beyonce. She's Beyonce, and then when she's on
Sasha
stage,
Fierce.
she's Sasha Fierce.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much where I go. It's my alter ego,
I
and I
love
just
that.
try to pour everything into my writing. I try to pour everything, from my heart through the pen onto the paper, and eventually into a book.
Right. And I can tell that all three of you guys are passionate about the writing. I can tell that when you talk about it. So sticky situations, like I want to ask, how did y'all come up with the titles for your particular part in the anthology? Because I'm looking like, okay, I like these titles.
The same question too.
Huh?
I'm interested in that same question too.
Okay.
Right.
Especially Kareem's title, Keith's title, Wildflower.
Yeah, that one was right there. Yeah. But that one, I mean, I get it. I'm just, I want you to explain how you came up with it though, for the audience that's listening in.
I just wanted the female lead. She's a wildflower, you know what I mean? I try to break certain common tropes in terms of, through fiction and through media, what a woman is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that with her, she was just like the men that she was around, right? And she was free and she did what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to, and I want women to read my work and be like, yo, it's okay to be like that.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I think Kirk knew she was doing her thing, and he just was like, I love this woman and I ain't saying nothing.
Right. And what I'm saying is, people don't talk about it, but the situations be going on like that. Like, because what you gonna do? You gonna quit? Because his risk is, all right, make problems and you stand a chance to lose her.
Right.
Rather just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he rather
like if she don't bring it up, I ain't gonna say nothing. But I know she got. I know.
Well, I know this old man, and he had a saying one time. This old mechanic, and he just say, "What eyes don't see, hearts don't grieve."
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Right. So it's kind of like he had an inclination, but it's like, nah, he was just into her that much that it's whatever.
Right.
And sometimes it be like that, whether it be toxic, not, but I just wanted, y'all get it, she was the wildflower.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to mix in a little bit of violence and a little bit of danger in it too.
Right.
So that was my sticky situation.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, entertaining contemplations is exactly that. There were between the Alessandro is the main character, and there's it's three supporting characters, or five if you want to add Marco in there.
Oh my God, him! Oh my God, I Marco. He was a character.
But it's entertaining contemplations is just so many thoughts that go into a relationship, and that's why I said in the synopsis that when you say on social media, every time they say some folks are honest, and in their relationship status it says complicated, because every relationship is complicated, positively and negatively.
Right.
And so that's why I entitled it that, because there's a lot of thinking, moving parts, and things to consider in a relationship, as well as whatever level it's at, whether you're just going together or married or what have you. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of thinking going on, and even in a breakup,
Right.
before, during, and after, there's things to consider. And I think sometimes a lot of folks forget that part. Like, I hate to be stereotypical, but women are pretty thorough with that. They want to know, they want closure. Like, men, stereotypically, most times just try to detach themselves from that situation, from that woman, and move on, press on. And it might be something in their subconscious that they haven't even, dealt with from that last relationship. I mean, because men have baggage too.
Right.
Men carry baggage as well into another relationship or situationship or what have you. So, it was that type of thing, whereas though you have to consider each other as well as yourself and hopefully come out with the best outcome.
Right. Okay, Mr. OnlyFans.
Yeah, so I came up with it because OnlyFans is trending, and not just the website, but the whole act behind it of how women now are owning their sexuality, and sex work is being considered real work now.
That's the oldest profession.
Right.
Indeed.
Right. It's sex work, and then it's sales, right? So, but I dug OnlyFans because at the time OnlyFans was going through a change with them going to the stock market, and they decided to drop everything that made them what they were, right? So they was losing money, and they're about to get dropped off the stock market. Then they said, okay, we're going to allow the sex work back on the website, and then they shot back up.
Right.
So when I asked to be on it, I was thinking of a topic, and that really came to my mind about OnlyFans, and I was thinking, like, if I had an OnlyFans, what would my OnlyFans be? And I was thinking, like, my OnlyFans would be me eating various cereal and allowing my fooders to decide what cereal I'm eating next.
Wow. You know what? You might be on to something. People might be into that. Like, for real.
Right.
Is he gonna mix them up this time? Let's see if he's gonna mix it together. What
right, let's see.
Yeah.
Yep.
You never know what someone's kink is.
Right.
Yes.
So
right.
I'm take Regina on this ride for her to leave her husband, but also explore a side of her that she never that she never knew she had it.
Right. And I love that because, that happens so many times where women lose themselves into the marriage. And then one day the guy say, hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. I found somebody else. So I just don't want to be with you anymore. So they left like, what am I going to do? So the fact that she did have an outlet to make herself a living, I applaud her for that, because some people would have been like, nah, I can't do it, because she was accustomed to a certain lifestyle. So what else can you do when you are used to having this and this and that and whatever? But I loved the book. I did. It only took me a couple hours to read it. And I have a page full of notes. I mean, we can't get into all of the stuff right now because we want the people to buy the book. And with that being said, tell everybody how they can purchase the book.
So you can go on Amazon.com. I'm sorry. Go
ahead. Amazon.com, Sticky Situations. It should pop up. But make sure you buy episode 5, the King's Edition.
King's Edition. Yep. And how can everybody connect with you? Like, tell everybody your social media handles, like, so we can get some followers and supporters and things like that. So Braheim, since you've been talking first, go ahead. You go first.
so you want to connect with me on a writing tip? Follow me at Amerime Writes, AMERIME Writes. That's where I'm at for the writing stuff. or follow my Instagram at _Agent Gibbs, because outside of the writing, I do real estate. So that's where you're gonna find me on, or Facebook is as my real name, Braheim Gibbs. And I'm social, so if you speak to me, I definitely will hold a conversation with
Okay.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. My name is @Reem After Dark, REEM After Dark, one word. On Facebook, it's my real name, Kareem Williams. Follow me, hit me up, ask me any questions you have about writing or the business of writing or writing screenplays. Whatever you need, I'm sociable. I try to answer all my messages within 24 hours. So, yeah.
Cool beans.
Well, this is me all day. AsafaLeBooks.com. You'll see everything I do, from literature to art to I also have my merchandise on there. I do clothing as well. So there's a lot of it's a very wide umbrella, AsafaLeBooks.com. And I just kept it Asafale Books. I mean, it goes into Asafale merch as well, but I kept the website Asafale Books because there's no need to go from website to website to website. If so, I'd have like 10 different websites.
Yeah.
But you could definitely go to AsafaleBooks.com and you can find anything that you want. Anything there. You should not leave there and not get something.
All right.
You know,
See, I'm gonna steal that idea
fiction,
too. I'm gonna steal that idea.
yeah,
Like you see how he had the thing holding it up. See, that's fancy right there. That's fancy. Yes. I'm gonna steal that though, because I do a lot of these lives, like a lot of podcast episodes and Zooms and all that. Just hold this stuff up and they could screenshot it, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes.
But and I also on Facebook, apparently only relics go there, but I still know folks that have Facebook. So Facebook is Haikeem Stokes. And everything else, Twitter, Instagram, everything. I'm under Asafale Books, just at Asafale Books. So definitely, if you contact me, inbox me, DM, whatever aspect, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As long as it's something respectful and tangible and tasteful.
Absolutely. So, what is next for you guys before we get off? Tell the audience, all of the listeners, what's next for you guys? Like, what can we see from you?
Well, as I stated earlier, I have a novel. I don't have a working name, but I do have a novel, a full-length novel that's independent of this in the mix. It should in the wings. It should be completed. I'm shooting for the end of the summer. Okay. I want to do something in the fall, like I guess the beginning of the third quarter. So look forward to that. Yes, it's another romance novel. Definitely complicated love situations, but everything's all true. And so there's that. And it definitely will be followed up by my first love, which is poetry. So there'll be a book of poetry that follows it.
Okay.
I'm not, actually, it's going to be a book of poetry / affirmations. So I'm excited about that. That's my first time delving into that aspect. So it'll be a poetry / affirmation book.
Okay.
And also you can definitely look out for me in Intellectual Ink magazine, intellectualinc.com. I have a column there. I do the arts and entertainment column.
Okay.
Also, I'll be having art shows. So if you go on my website or if you go on my social media, you'll definitely see the invitations or the calls for my art shows, because I do abstract art and collages. That's my primary. That's my platform. So, and I'll actually be doing a feature film winter of 2023. It's slated to come out. So definitely look forward for that.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Nice. I took a break I was writing a lot of romance, erotica, relationships stuff. So I took a break. I wanted to write something a little bit more gritty. Every now and then I need a break. I need to write some hard. So I wanted to put a different spin on not so much a crime novel, even though crime is involved, but I'm working on a book titled Foreign, which is a Jamaican slang term for America. That's, you know what I say, I go foreign because my family is West Indian. So, and I grew up in Flatbush, Brooklyn. So I'm taking, you know, just a family. It's really a family drama with what it's like to move to a new country, how to raise kids in a different environment, different culture. And so I have that. I just finished the new screenplay called Flickering Blue Light. It deals with police shooting, but from both aspects, from the police officers, from his perspective, and also how it affected the family of the young man who was shot. And well, Foreign should be out by May, early May. I also have to, because before readers kill me, I write fantasy as well, right? So I wrote a book I started a series called Cursed Immortals. The first book was Cursed Immortals, The Tower of Seven. So now I'm working on Cursed Immortals, The Black Throne. Before I introduced it to so many people who they don't read fantasy. But what I love is that as long as they see my name on the cover,
they're gonna get it.
They're gonna get it. And so now
that's love right there.
I have them saying, we have to know what happens. So that is more towards the end of the year, like more October. I try for like Halloween with that.
Yeah, that's when I like to release mine too.
Yeah. So that's basically what I got going on now.
Okay, Braheim.
So in the next couple of weeks, I'll be dropping Bloody Mary, The Coven, book 1.
Okay.
Black vampires, werewolves, witches, that type of stuff.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll be releasing a sci-fi book, Blink. Blink comes out later on this year. Yeah, it's a sci-fi book.
Okay.
But right now, Bloody Mary comes out, and then 2 assisting Kindle Vellas to expand that world more. If people want to dive in to see the side characters, the people behind the scenes that assist the main characters and the villains and stuff like that. We created a world for them. So, you know, along with Bloody Mary, 2 Kindle Vellas with that coming out soon too.
Absolutely. Well, guys, y'all seem like y'all got a lot on your plate. I'm so excited. I cannot wait because I'm gonna get some of these books. Look, I have a lot on my plate too, but I always love to try to throw in some reading time, of course, because I'm an avid reader. And I just love books, and I love, you know, being introduced to new characters, new worlds, new situations and stuff like that. And y'all sound like y'all have a lot that I would love. So I would definitely be supporting you guys. Before we get on off of here, is there any closing remarks that you would like to leave with the listeners today about sticky situations, love, romance, fantasy, whatever? Is there anything that you guys would like to say before we get off?
For other creatives, like I'm let me speak to the other writers and creatives and so on and so forth. A lot of times one of the biggest things I hear from creators is like, did you do anything today? And they're like, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't have the vibe. But it's important to work
every day,
to work consistently, right? Because what happens is your creativity is like any other muscle. The more you use it, is the better you get at it, the stronger it becomes.
Yep.
And I don't, trust me, I don't feel like writing every day, but I sit down and I do it because I find that as long as it's almost like a spiritual thing. Like once you put pen to paper, or if you tap the keyboard, however you do it, you tap into the source, and the inspiration will come find you.
Right.
You can't sit around, and it's like sitting around waiting for money to just come into your bank account. It don't work like that. You gotta go get it.
Yeah.
So if that holds back a lot of creators and a lot of authors. Doubt, I don't feel like it. Nah, you just have to do it.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined in this industry for real.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, so that's my gem, I guess you would say.
Okay.
I would definitely say, please, 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 everyone out there support Black authors or support authors of color.
Y'all see that?
That's right, definitely. Support authors of color, especially the full-time authors. Please support your local libraries. Keep those doors open.
Yep.
Please support bookstores. Not just the biggies. Go to the mom and pops as well. Go to the small venues that you see on the corner or in the middle of the block. Even if somebody's just doing something on a stand and they have multiple titles that aren't their own, please support that. Entrepreneurship is very important, whether it's on a large level or a smaller scale. Please support the libraries. Please support the bookstores, and please support us as authors, because authors of color we don't get a lot of shine on us until we just do something outlandish or what have you. So if somebody's doing something positive, why not support it? And also, go outside your comfort zone, because I noticed, I wasn't going to say this, but I noticed that you go to book festivals, and I'm sure other you all as well, buy at least one book from some other author. Don't just go there for so-and-so gonna be there. I'm gonna buy all their, I'm gonna buy everything, or I'm gonna buy their newest thing. No, buy at least one book from a new author, an author that you didn't see before, an author that you never read before.
I agree.
Like expand your palette. Expand your palette. And it's not coming from a hating place, it's coming from a real place. Like, you don't know if folks this is their means of eating, this is their, this is their thing. This is what they believe in, and they need folks to believe in them. So, bless somebody with that. Bless somebody with that. I say wholeheartedly, because there's folks that I always believe in supporting entrepreneurs. I usually try not to go to the biggies for a lot of stuff. I try to support grassroots efforts a lot. So, and I'm not shaming anybody. I'm just saying, if you go to the biggies, go to the littles as well.
Right.
Try to at least. That's all. And to the creatives out there, and to the particularly the folks that are trying to do something, whether you want to paint, whatever in the arts, because I'm a artsy fartsy type cat. So anything that you're trying to do, anything that you want to do it, you're like, how do I always get cats and young ladies that come up to me, how do I got something inside of me, I got a book inside of me, I got a novel, I got whatever inside of me, how do I start? I'm like, right there, just start it.
Just start it. Yeah, stop overthinking and just do it.
That's right. You'll be amazed how your pen will flow, even if you just write a page a day, a paragraph a day. Right?
I tell them same thing.
If you want to paint, just put that splash on that canvas, and then expound from that. Like anything that you want to do, if you want to dance, take that first step. Like anything you want to do, just do it.
Right.
Just do it. Take a step upon faith. Just go ahead and do it. Just believe in yourself. Take a deep breath and do it.
Do it. Love that.
First and foremost, I want to thank Allison, Grace, and Julia for the opportunity to write in this book and to help me get myself out there more. But Keith and Hakeem said it all. Like, just go for it. I mean, just write it. Like, don't nobody gotta read it. You know what I mean? Just put it out there. Just put pen to paper and finish. And when you're done, there's a bunch of beta readers or people out there that'll read your stuff for you and give you critique before the world ever sees it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
just take that chance. Put yourself out there.
Yeah. That's it.
Yep. You guys have been listening to Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow the page, follow the platform. I am everywhere on social media at the KeKe Chanel. So make sure y'all check your girl out. Till next time, go for your dreams and stop worrying about what other people will think about you. Do it for yourself first and foremost, and your audience will come. They are there. Your vibe will attract your tribe, guys. That will come. Stop worrying about that.
Definitely.
Thank you guys again, and I will see you next week. Bye.